Decision tree algorithms are a very important classification algorithm that are widely used in industry and in academia. I want to make sure that you understand, one, how to interpret the decision tree and how to look at the variables that show up in the decision tree and understand what it means. So first, you'll see here on the screen that we're looking at a table of data on the left-hand side that contains the predictor variables of outlook, temp, humidity, and windy. And on the right-hand side, we have a target variable of play golf, either yes or no, a binary attribute. The algorithm will take that data and then it will create the decision tree based on that data using training and testing data. On the right-hand side, you'll see the decision tree. And now you'll see a bigger version of the decision tree on your screen. It's important to note that when the algorithm looks at the data, it's using a measure called information gain, and it will determine which attribute is the best predictor in that data set. And whatever shows up at the top node, in this case outlook, has the greatest predictive ability out of all the attributes. The next level of the tree, you'll see you have windy and you have humidity. Those are the second most important attributes in the tree. So if you're looking, for instance, at a data set that has a large number of variables and you're trying to decrease the number of variables, decision trees are one way to determine which variables to keep and which to cull from the list. So the way that we read this tree is you start from the top down. It forms basically classification rules, and the way that we read it is we start with outlook. Say if outlook is equal to rainy and humidity is equal to normal, then play golf is yes. Next, you go down the next level. Outlook, if outlook is rainy and humidity is high, play golf is no. Next would be if outlook is overcast, then play golf. If outlook is sunny and windy is true, don't play golf. If outlook is sunny and windy is false, play golf. So see here in this last screen, I've actually taken those rules I just described to you and written them out. So on the top, we have the rules from the right-hand side of the tree, the two that we have, from the middle of the tree, and then from the left-hand side of the tree. So every decision tree can be converted into a series of classification rules. You can actually create a tree also from classification rules, working your way back up. It's a little bit harder to do, not quite as intuitive. But just make sure that you understand how to read a decision tree, understanding that those variables that show up in the tree are the ones with the greatest predictive power, and make sure that for any exam that you're able to be able to look at a tree and be able to read all the rules from that tree. If you have any questions, again, please feel free to reach out to me on the Ask the Professor board or to email me. I hope this does clarify for you how to read decision trees. And we'll work on these decision trees moving forward. You're going to be using these quite a bit in the course. So please get comfortable with it. Familiarize yourself with this particular important algorithm as we progress through the course. Thank you.